It's getting really late now. It's almost 8 o'clock and I'm rapidly losing the light. So I thought I was going to do really lazy meal because, to be honest, I'm really tired. I've been working hard all day, and Dave's home, so which is my husband. I am going to be doing one of these quick and easy fajita kits. They're really easy. All you need to do is cook the meat and the veg in the spices they've got, and then you're done. So so I thought what I would do instead of showing you a recipe is showing you some hacks by how I cut my vegetables, because in this you will need a pepper, and some people really struggle cutting peppers, so I'm going to show you a really easy way to do that. And I'm going to show you a tear-free way of cutting an onion. I mean, it's not completely tear-free, but it's almost completely tear-free. I don't cry when I cut onions anymore because I've got this really quick and simple way of cutting an onion that doesn't make the onion smell so much, because I used to work in a school as a teaching assistant, and one of my friends there, who was also a teaching assistant, she showed me a way of how you can do it without having the smell of the onion be too powerful. You basically, all you need to do is not cut this stringy part here, which is the root. This bit here is fine, which is the kind of bit where the stuff sticks out, the stalks stick out, and then you've got the roots. Now the roots is apparently where the smell comes from, and I have tested this out, and it's the smell that makes you cry. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm also going to show you a couple of neat ways of how to do this entire meal. So let's get cooking. So the first nifty gadget I'm going to show you is this thing. Now I forget what this is called, but it's basically you put this into the vegetable like that, and it stops you from cutting your fingers. So you chop in between these prongs, and these are not too sharp, but they go into vegetables quite easily, and then yeah, it just stops you from cutting yourself. Now because I'm dyspraxic and a bit rubbish at controlling my fingers and thumbs, I find it difficult not to cut myself when I'm chopping vegetables, so this is a really nifty gadget. I'm going to show you a really easy way to chop a pepper now. Now this is a way that my mum actually taught me how to do this. This is quite nifty. We're basically going to remove this part first, because this part is part that we obviously don't eat. So what she taught me to do is to very carefully just chop around that bit. And then it's just a literal case of just pulling it out, and most of it comes out, some of it's still inside, but we'll get rid of that later. Then all you need to do is just chop it in half, and then you just keep chopping in half again and again, and then you can remove these parts here just like you did with the middle part, like that, and you just throw them to the side. So you'll find that some of the seeds will just stick in the pepper, which is really annoying. The easy way that I found of getting them out is just tapping them out, and they'll just fall out eventually. If you're quite rough with it as well, then they will just fall out. Right, so as I said before, best way of cutting an onion is to avoid cutting this rooty end until the very last minute. So what I tend to do is chop off the stalk, and then I peel the entire onion. Another tip is that if you're struggling to remove the skin, if you just score along the skin like that, then you make another hole for you to get your finger in there and just rip it off like that. Once it's all peeled off, like that, you'll notice if you're doing it with me that if you smell it, it's not so strong and you don't feel like you're going to cry. It's just not as strong as it could be, so I'm just going to get rid of that. It's just to cut down this way away from myself, because as I said to you before, I'm really rubbish at cutting vegetables, especially something as hard as an onion or like a potato or something. So I like to make sure that I'm cutting away from myself to make sure that I don't cut myself at all. So I'm just going to cut off chunks because I like my onions quite chunky when they're in my food. So I'm just going to chop like that, and I'm not crying at all. Even Dave has stood next to me and he's not smelling it at all. So then just chop off this last little bit here and then the root. Now it is going to start smelling now because I've cut off the root, but if you do it quickly then you shouldn't have any problems. Right, so my eyes are watering a little tiny bit, but not nearly as much as if I cut off the root first. I have done a trial of where I have cut off the root first, and it's just, yeah, I'd be crying by now. Whereas before, well, now I'm not crying at all. So my eyes are watering a little bit, but not nearly as much as if I had started by cutting off the root. So on to the meat. I found the easiest way to cut meat is to use scissors. Now it doesn't really matter what kind of meat as long as it's obviously boneless. So like boneless chicken breast, turkey breast, steak, really easy. You just obviously pick up the meat and just snip it off, and you can have your little chunks of meat ready to go. So it is really late now, so I apologise for the lighting, but that is all the hacks I wanted to show you. If you want me to actually show you how to make the fajitas, carry on watching after this little bit here and I show you how I actually make them. If you've never made a fajita kit before, then that's a really good part of the video to watch. But if not, then and if you've already made a fajita before from the fajita kits, then you don't have to watch it again. But thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next episode. If you really like this kind of video, then please like and comment and tell me that you really like this. Or if you're not subscribed already, then you can subscribe. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to enter in my competition, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!